Hello. Today I've come to the beautiful Whitby, one of my favourite places in the whole world. Not that I've been to loads of places in the whole world. That's something I'm yet to do. One of my goals. But yeah, so I'm here in Whitby. Whitby's like kind of my go-to place really to kind of get away from it all, and well, I say get away from it all. Except for the hordes of tourists, because and you'll see why. It's a beautiful place. Who can blame them? But yeah, I like to come here, get some fish and chips. Obviously, got to get your fish and chips in Whitby. And I have a family connection to here. My great grandparents were from Whitby, and yeah, it's somewhere that's very close to my heart. So off we go. Well, I need this after all the fish and chips I've just eaten. But what I don't need is the people taking photographs at the bottom to tell me to run up here. One day when I was a lad and I used to be a decent runner, maybe, but now I'd have a heart attack. So just getting there will be an achievement. For some silly reason, I managed to run up the last bit, and I'll regret that in the morning. How's that for a view, eh? And this, and the fish and chips, is why this is my favourite go-to place in the world. So, the reason I'm filming here, one of my main goals when starting my own business was the freedom to work as, where and how I'd like to. Now I've worked an awful lot over the last few days, but over the last few months and beyond. So yeah, having an opportunity to escape to Whitby, to enjoy the gorgeous drive across the moors, and then enjoy the delicious fish and chips before sitting in a nice bar or cafe, depending when it's open, to crack on with a bit more work. It's really how I want my life to be, and I do want it to include a lot more travel to a lot more places. But having been locked down for so long, I'm more than set for this. So today I want to talk about what I'm learning is perhaps the most important quality that you need to build your own business and to, I guess, build anything that's going to be successful over a longer term period. And that quality is perseverance. And it's often said, isn't it, and I've often said it myself, but we live in this kind of instant world often, don't we, where we want results straight away, and we have an idea about what we want, and usually we live in a one-click society where we can get what we want pretty quickly. Booking a holiday, ordering clothes online, whatever it might be. And online, we're often promised, we see these, we look at for shortcuts, for fast tracks, for immediate ways to get instant results, whether it be weight loss, whether it be, in my case, I'm getting targeted with a lot of adverts around, building a business, building an online business, and you hear all these statements about make a formula, a system to make this amount in this many days, and it's a load of bollocks. I'm pretty new to this kind of, my own business thing, and even I know it's a load of bollocks, because common sense on its own tells you that it takes time to build something. There's just so many elements to it that you can't do it overnight. And yeah, you might have the odd exception, for whatever reason the stars align, but there's usually much more to it. It's not a case of, right, I've decided this and then suddenly bang, I go on this program, 30 days, 10 grand a month, I'm off. It just doesn't happen like that. But
because there's so much stuff out there kind of promising you this, showing you that it's possible, that this person did it, that person did it, you can feel off the pace, or that you might be doing something wrong if you're not having the immediate results that you have, that you want, or that that you see they're promised by these people out there. Now, and I'm not, for me, I'm not saying, this isn't about saying that not getting results at all. One of the things we can do is discount the results that we are getting because we're not here and this is what we're aspiring to. But we're starting from here, and there's so many steps along the way to getting there. And we can forget that, and we can, again, lose the appreciation of how much persistence is needed. And to be honest, I always think, the struggle is an essential part of the journey. The sending out however many emails and phoning however many people and having so many meetings with people, all of that lead to nothing. But you know what? It only takes 1, 2, 3, a handful to really get you moving, to really set you on that path to what you want to achieve. But so many people can give up because maybe their expectations are wrong, maybe they hadn't been in it for the long term, perhaps the sense of purpose, the meaning behind it wasn't strong enough to sustain them. Because anything that's significant, any major change you want to make, any major difference you want to make, it takes struggle, it takes persistence, it takes perseverance, it takes a strong sense of purpose, of passion, of meaning. And I've said before, I come from a sporting background, and it really kind of helps me to see things to see a longer term picture. To you compare it to races that you run in boxing, the sport that I worked in. Seeing it with the competitors there, we talk about kind of a fight being over 12 rounds. You talk about in running things being a marathon, not a sprint. And I can think of a couple of examples from my own sporting life that really bring it home, the value of that persistence. And I said the value of persistence and trusting in the process as well. Because, say, the process is often hard graft over a long period of time. It isn't this shortcut to immediate, fantastic results. And I remember back to a time I was running 1,500 metres, and I remember I'd had a hard winter's training, and I was competing, and I wasn't improving on my time from the previous season. I think, geez, I've run all these miles in the pissing rain and the cold, and I'm still running the same times I did last year. What the hell? I remember my coach, God rest him, Clive, sadly died a couple of years ago. Just a great guy, great coach, did an awful lot for me, and I'll always be grateful for that. And I remember saying to him, what's the point? I'm training so hard, and it's not making any difference. And he just said, trust it, keep going. You're doing the right things. It'll come, Matty. That's what he said. It'll come, Matty. And I did a race, kind of been too long after that, really, a North East Championship race, and it all came right, and it felt easy. I knocked 9 seconds off my personal best. I won a bronze medal, my first championship medal, and I was absolutely over the moon. It felt easy. I knocked some sort of massive chunk off my best, and it felt easy, but it wasn't. It was the result of lots and lots of hard graft that wasn't enjoyable and that wasn't easy. Many times that I wanted to give up, but I got my rewards. I trusted what I was doing. I worked hard, and I got there. And another example is kind of different, but one of the funnier things, working in boxing, there was a period where I received quite a lot of these emails from people that decided they wanted to box in the Olympics, usually a year out from the Olympics, and they'd never boxed before. They'd never pulled a glove on. They might have fancied themselves handy after a few nights out or whatever, but that genuinely they'd be asking you how they would be in the Olympic team next summer, and you're like, well, hang on a minute, I'll just give Gareth Southgate a ring. Hey Gareth, if you're short of players for the summer, I'm free. Well, have you ever played before? No, but I can do it. I've seen him on telly. I mean, honestly, I'm serious. This is the kind of thing you'd get, and you'd be like, if it was that easy, we'd all be doing it. And one of the this was great. I say one of them, it happened a few times. Accompanying these emails about why we should be sending these individuals to the Olympics, some of them had sent selfies, shirtless selfies in a bathroom. Like, I've read the email and I'm like, mate, you've never boxed. You really need to put a bit of grafting down the... Whoa, hang on a minute. Check out these pecs, are we? Rob McCracken, I've got fantastic... Got to put this lad on your squad. I mean, come on. It's bollocks. I don't know what it is, but, we seem to be wanting these... not appreciating just how much hard work and hard graft and perseverance is required to get there. So I think I've made my point. I've rammed that home a bit, haven't I? But reflections from the week. Having been working hard and and in some instances not having the results I want, but recognising that actually the results I've got represent significant steps forward from where I was a month ago, 2 months ago. And you always need time to reflect and celebrate the successes that you are having, even if they're relatively small. You're further forward than you were yesterday, and that's what it's all about. Any thoughts? As always, welcome. I'd love to hear what you think. I'd love to hear where your persistence had paid off. I'd love to hear maybe about a time where you found you were lacking in persistence, and what were the reasons for that. Okay, thank you. Have a good week. Bye-bye.